Hello everyone, it is Reverend Dr. Katie, and I don't know about you, but this fall with the equinox, I move this out of the way, it kind of echoes in there, with the equinox and this time of, we're in Libra, and it's just this time for balance, and I've been feeling the need to just be at home as much as possible and just rest and get as balanced as I possibly can. Don't we have a visitor? Say hi. This little guy likes it when I'm at home. Yeah, he helps me be balanced too, huh? Yeah, thank you, buddy. All right. Usually when he says hi, then he'll be good. He'll be good for the rest of the session. His name is Parker. So I've been feeling the need to be at home, to be as balanced as possible, to kind of tune in so that I can give outward, right? So this time of year, many of us are feeling called to tune inward so that we are preparing ourselves to be able to give outward. And today was one of those days, and the angels kind of cleared like everything I had on my deck, and it really allowed me the space to be able to do that. Even when I'm seemingly doing nothing, I'm actually integrating a ton, and all this work is going on in my spirit, and the same is true for you too. I'm going to play the harp. I have a sound bowl. I'm going to offer you that gift in just a few minutes. I have, for those of you who are interested in the CD to help shift more energy, I provided the links in the description. And really the reason I'm feeling called to do this sound meditation and this sound healing session for you is because many of us have this kind of stuck energy. And this time of year, the fall in the Northern Hemisphere, spring and emerging in the Southern Hemisphere is a great time for acknowledging this energy and letting it flow through us. So when this energy gets stuck in us, and especially if we don't have all the tools in place to be able to deal with it, then the energy can get stuck and can get located, and it can stay there for hours, days, weeks, months, years sometimes, and then it just doesn't go anywhere. Just like it festers in us. And sometimes I've watched people too, they get rid of the negative energy that gets stuck in them. They have great ways to do that, but they don't deal with the core problem, and then it just comes right back in. Right? So we really have to make sure that we are aligned in such a way that all this energy flows through us, top to bottom, inside and out, from spirit to earth, and earth back up to spirit. So we are walking around on this plane, and we are conduits of energy, and we have to learn to protect that energy. And when that energy gets stuck in us, we have to figure out ways to be able to shift that and to do things with that. Until we do that, we won't know our life purpose. We won't be able to give as fully as the Spirit calls us to do. We won't be the fullest disciples of Christ that we can be, that we're called to be. And so moving that shifted energy, shifting that stuck energy is one of the things that I love to help people do. One of the ways we can do that is with music. It really all comes from our intentions, and other things help. Music can help. Music just won't do it alone. You have to participate in it. But if we can get in a state of non-resistance with music and let that music do its healing work on us, it can be really, really powerful. So for me, I've been involved in music in somehow my whole life. I played the violin growing up, and then I sang in choirs, and singing in choirs is a great way to shift your energy if you have a good choir. And I don't mean that the choir itself has to be good, the energy of the choir has to be good. Your notes may be wrong, it can still shift energy. So, but when I sat down at the harp 8 or 9 years ago, I sat down, I was like, oh, it's my instrument. I was so happy. Like I knew I had found my one. So this is really my one. And you don't have to play an instrument to let music shift your energy. You can do that in a variety of ways. Whatever your favorite band is, crank it up, turn it on. But don't only do it while you're doing chores or in the car. Play that music when you're doing nothing, right? And that will help shift some of that stuck energy. So let us begin with my sound bowl, and I love the sound bowl, and it was given to me at my ordination, so it's very special. It has been blessed many times over. So I will strike this. I will strike this 3 times. I will let it sound fully, and before I strike it another time, And I invite you to just let yourself absorb the energy. You won't be able to literally feel the vibrations if you were here in my living room right next to me, but you'll be able to feel something. So just trust in what you do feel. And as soon as I play the bowl a few times, then I'll turn to the harp, and I might give you a little bit of guidance while I play the harp, but mostly I'll just play, and I would love to know what you feel and how you feel. If you are in the car, please be mindful. If you are at home and you can just sit back and relax, I encourage you to do that. And let's see how your energy feels at the end of the little time together, then how it does now. So take a little quick measure, and we will begin. So that was just a tiny bit of energy work with the harp. If anything came up for you, I encourage you to let it flow through you. Don't shut it off. So often when we feel the energy start to move through us, we shut it down, and that's how it gets stuck. So we want to be able to let it out, and let it out in really safe ways, not destructive ways or self-destructive ways, but to let that energy shift through us so that we can really invite in the Holy Spirit, and we can really find those words of Jesus that are resonating with us and live them the most fully way possible. So that was a little bit of chakra work that I did with the CD. If that's something that interests you, sorry, I'm echoing inside the harp, it's so resonant. It's a good harp. If that's something that interests you, then I would love to be in touch with you about ways you can facilitate that on your own. You don't always have to wait for the odd Facebook Live from me. Those are things that you can do yourself in your own home. So that was we actually did some fairly deep chakra work, and I stayed on the most intense sections, actually the littlest amount of time, because I didn't want to send anyone into overdrive with that. So now let me play you a lullaby. If you've been hanging around the site a little while, you probably heard this lullaby before, but it's one of my favorites, and it's one of the first things that I learned on the harp, and it's just so beautiful. Simple is sometimes just the way to go with any kind, with life actually. Sometimes simple is the Occam's razor. This is a very simple melody, but it's just so gorgeous, and I love the tuning of the melody. So thank you to my harp teacher for teaching this to me, because it's really a go-to for me. And this is also really good for your throat chakra. So that's a lullaby that I love to play, and is a nice conclusion to this particular sound session healing, a little mini offering. And again, it is about the sound technology. Sound technology is a beautiful way to shift our energy, but this is really more about being energy aware, developing tools and facility with tools that can help us shift stuck energy. When we get really good at that, we don't even need all of the tools. We can just do it on our own with our thoughts, our prayers, our vibrations. And this is, again, the kind of work that I love helping people develop. So again, if you are wanting to develop those skills to do on your own, let the energy flow freely, find your life purpose, then give me a holler. You can just send me a private message and we can talk a little bit about, see if I can help you with that. And I see a couple of you saying, I wanted to play the harp. You can play the harp anytime you want. I didn't start till I was in my 30s. So go and find a teacher. Find a teacher. You can I do a little bit of teaching online, but not much these days. But I can definitely recommend some people. And I've got, you can't see them all here, but I've got many harps around me in the room. I have a travel harp, I have the little harp, I have my big harp, I have my one that's super for travel because it's not very valuable. So these are all things that I love to share with people. So yeah, so I would love to talk to any of you. I see some of you are asking for a little more. I'll do just a little more. I'll do a kind of fun one for you. That's a little peppier. So this one won't be such deep spiritual work, but it'll be a nice little, nice little energy boost to give you a little energy boost to get on with your day. And I wasn't planning on playing this, so I haven't really practiced it in a long time. You may recognize it if you watch Outlander because it's Scottish, and it's not the theme song. I'm sorry, it's not the theme song, but it kind of has a nice little peppy tone. So. So there's your little peppy ending. You know what? There was a flub or two. Who cares, right? Life is not about the mistakes. It's about how we deal with them, right? So I can guarantee you 25 years ago, those little mistakes, I would have mourned over them for days, been mortified. Now, so what? Life goes on. Learn a little bit, work on my fingering next time, right? Who cares? If you're the type of person that beats yourself up a lot over little mistakes, runs them over in your head, there are solutions to that. You do not have to live like that. Metaphysical tools can help. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.